the record button today. Bang.
Yeah. See if I got a notification.
Yeah, let's see if YouTube is sending notifications now. It was for a while and then it stopped, and then I don't know what's going on.
I have not gotten a notification yet.
Well, we'll see how it works. Anyway, we are live. Let's go into the game here. I gotta plug a couple things real quick with the disc rods. Let's just spam once. Copy this link and say, hey, we're live, come and join us. We're going live now. Come hang out and bring your own fresh tunes. Enderscram, how you doing? Real Gaming, what's up? Hey buddy, how is life? Life is good. Is life? You see that?
Yeah.
What's up, Royal? How you doing, man? Okay, Real Gaming is Proud Rebel. I recognize Proud Rebel. Ublisser, how you doing? Alright, we're gonna jump right into it. Let's just jump into it. No one ever says that, right?
No, nobody ever says that.
Nobody named Philip DeFranco has ever said, let's just jump into it.
Who's even named Philip DeFranco?
I don't know. Alright, we're going to hop our way into this thing. There we go. That's my own take on it. Let's just hop into it. Is that original? No. Sorry. Good try, though. Anyway, so we left off. We were bug testing, the bard skills. We got one set of them to work. I do need to check the volume levels on the mixer real quick. Make sure this stuff is basically inaudible right here, so that you can bring your own music and listen to whatever you like to, while you just hear me vocally and see what I'm working on. What are you doing? I'm working on The Legend of Driftwood, the free project that I put out a couple years ago, bringing it up to date, going from version 1.3 of MV to 1.62 in this project, and just adding a whole ton of stuff to
You
it.
gotta raise your voice volume.
Is it too low?
It's too low.
You need to raise your voice volume. It's really quiet for me, but that's Mushri saying it. So
Hold on.
here's the thing.
I'll check.
Here's the thing. This is Mushri saying it. So Mushri has trolled me on more than one occasion.
Mushri, how dare you?
So, I mean, he could be telling the truth. He probably is, but it's Mushri saying it. You got to take it with a grain of salt here. You know, I'm just kidding. I love you, Moosh. Let's turn this up. Boom. 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 What about now? Can you hear me now, Moosh? Alright. That should be good, right?
It's relatively quiet.
It's relatively quiet. Can you hear the music at all? You shouldn't.
Music?
Can you? Yeah, okay, good. You shouldn't at all. Okay, so yeah, I did turn down.
Compared to another video, your voice is completely drowned out. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I process my tutorial videos in Audacity, but going live, I don't have that. I need a new audio interface is what I need. But I need a rich donor to buy me an audio interface before I can get that. I got to pay for a trip to New York.
Rich donut, got it.
A rich donut, yes. Here, let me turn this up a little bit. Turn this up a little bit. Because I notice over here that it shows that it's red. You see this volume over here on my microphone? It's showing red when I get up, so like it's... But on the mixer, it's only going like 2 or 3 out of 10, I guess.
It did help.
So this is a little bit better. I could bring the microphone slightly closer as well. Problem is, it gets like it's redlining, you know. So OBS is saying it's loud, but then, you know, my
Good.
it sounds good.
It sounds pretty good. You gotta turn the volume up a little bit, but it's fine.
Okay. As long as you can hear it, like on a mobile device. I don't want it to be too super quiet.
I could check my phone if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Just be careful with the feedback, because if the speakers pick up me talking, it's going to sound really bad. Can you make a full game tutorial for RPG Maker MV? A full game tutorial. I mean, that's what I'm doing with Natural Explorers, really, which I'm going to get back to. It sounds good. Yeah, it sounds fine. Alright. So we got Healer's Payon working. Today I'm going to change animations. These were all placeholder. It was the same animation for one. Let's do Phoenix. This is the one that doesn't work. This is supposed to bring back people in the party. Okay, good. It doesn't work as we expected. Let's test the other two things that we changed up, though. So the stat boosting songs. Let's do Bolster Morale. Sure that works too. They all have the same animation, which we're going to fix. Sipping my coffee. My 2 p.m. coffee, because I have a problem with coffee. It's my addiction. I gave up. I used to vape a few years ago. I quit vaping a few years ago. Actually 2 years ago. And I gave up drinking alcohol last year. But I still have a coffee problem, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Soyvius. Why is the Twitch chat always so hard to read the names? It's like you have this dark, deep blue on black. How you doing, Solvius? Hope your day is going well. Striker's Minuet. This should give everyone attack bonus. It does. Based on your Minuet skill, it'll last longer and longer and longer. Let's just guard with our Dark Hero. What about first impressions? They're going to come back. I'll do first impressions. Eventually, I'll get back to doing that. Let's do the Fire Threnody, which all of these Threnities now should work the same, except they add a different element. So they should, boom, they all have extra fire damage now. So that's good. And will it add? I think it'll add to it, right? 10 rounds now? Yeah. Okay, cool. Just dropping buffs all over the party. Dark Hero's getting so many turns because I made him high level at this point to quick test some stuff. I should have did Kasai because we got that fire bonus, right? Let's do Tachi Kasai. Should do a lot of fire damage. That was pretty good. That's the damage done with a harp. It's just sonic damage. I wonder if I change that animation too. Right, okay, so we've got some stuff to fix. We need to change the animations so they look better. We need to take a look at the skill. When I ended the last live stream, none of the Threnody skills worked because the code in the note box was still not working right. But I copy-pasted my code into Sublime so that I can get a better look at it, and I realized I was just missing a closing brace, and I mentioned that like an hour after we ended the live stream. I was still working on the project. Let's see, we were at the Threnities. So I updated all of these. I was missing this bracket. I needed a third bracket there because of all the open-close going on here. But we need to look at the Phoenix Payon. I'm going to select all and press Control-C to copy this. And just put this right here to look at it. Maybe I'm missing something as well here. So just putting it in Sublime will give me a better look at the code to see if I'm missing a brace or something. So we've got an opening here, an opening here, and then we get a closing here, a closing here, open, close, and that's it. So let's see. For this is the loop here. We're opening, and then we're opening inside of it, and we're closing inside of it, and closing this one, right? Where do I have another? Oh my gosh, I see it. I see it. We're using a percent sign instead of a dollar sign here on the game variables value. So it just stops reading it. Luckily, Yanfly has a little failsafe, so if it doesn't recognize it, it doesn't just crash like it did way, way back. It'll just be like, you didn't mean that, and ignore it. And so nothing happens, which is better than crashing the game, but that's definitely an issue right there. So why is this showing as yellow and this showing as white? Oh, because this needed to be changed. This will now update as well, because Y did not exist, X did, but now Y does exist if I go into the code. So I knew that it was going to work right, but there was a problem, and I couldn't quite find it. That's the problem. Most of your errors are going to be little syntax errors. I mean, there still might be more problems, but let's do the test again and let somebody die and see if the payon, the Phoenix payon, brings them back. This is way too many numbers for my brain. What about Game Maker Studio? I don't plan to stop using Game Maker Studio. R.A.M.exe has failed. 99 lines of code on the wall, 99 lines of code. Patch one up, think you're done. 99,000 bugs in the code. On the wall. There we go, we fixed it. You just add on the wall to it, and then it works. Are you listening to the video, or are you listening to me live?
I'm listening to both. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's got to be a lot. We snowy boys now. I also dyslexia have. Alright, so let's let somebody die, basically. We'll bolster the morale, heal up. Yep, save yourself it is. JS can be tough. But it's still better than a lot of other languages. Fight me. Someone needs to get the big dead. In what language are you coding? It's JS. Can you add an electric shock as well in the attacks? Sure. I got shock. If you want to see some electricity, zit, zit, or thunderbolt, sure. I should probably stop trying to play so well, and if I'm trying to get somebody killed, or you know what, I have the core on. What I could do instead is just have one of my characters wipe out the other one. So let's just do this. We'll up the attack of the party. Yeah, these all need custom animations. What I'll do is hit myself with a shock shot too. Do I not have the targeting core on... I may not have targeting core on this project. I get mixed up sometimes because I'm working on 2 projects right now. Yeah, I can't hit my own guy. Okay. Just guard. This'll do some damage. There we go. Well, not to Arturus, really. I just want to test if somebody dies. Darn it. Okay, so I'm not going to guard. I'm just going to, well, if I attack, we win the fight. I know how to get somebody killed quicker. Get into a bigger fight. I can make a skill that just kills the character too. That'd be easier. I could just use a debug plugin to drop someone. Yada yada, storyline. Dark Hero joins the party. We're not going to save it because we want to test that scene over and over because I need to remake that scene. What are you guys listening to? I'm just curious. You guys have any fresh beats? What are you guys listening to? I'm going to make the arena right here. Definitely. The more I put into this, I'm like, oh, I want this before I push an update. I want this before I push an update. It's got to be a big, good update with at least some sort of conclusion. You're going to continue the stream of Natural Explorers? Absolutely. But, you know, there's only so much I can do in one stream. And I want to update this game. This game desperately needs to be updated. Listening to anime soundtracks like a weeb? Hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes, man. Proud Game Maker, how are you doing? Hi, Driftwood. I could just put the target core in and let the player hit himself, herself. I don't want to. Yeah, let's just press guard. Someone needs to go down, except for Dark Hero. I'm gonna hold right until somebody falls. These guys have, yeah, I was gonna say they have custom skills. Urix smash. Somebody needs to fall down. Go boom boom. Doc Weeze, the lovely stylings of T-Jams with Driftwood Gaming on the keyboard. Shadow Lord, evening Drifty. Will a person be able to change the side view battle system, the angle of battle more like half side view and front view, and put like a turn camera view when you win a battle in MV Engine? Shadow Lord, you can do that. JS is very well capable of doing that. But is it going to be a simple thing to do? Probably not. Will you need to make custom plugins, plural, to do that? Probably. Right? Let's use Phoenix Payon and see if it brings Driftwood back to life. Oh my god, it does. How about that? Did it actually just heal HP? It does heal HP as well. So it brings people back to life, and it heals. So Phoenix Payon is... It's just better than... it shouldn't heal more than your healing Payon, because then it costs more, but still. So Healer's Payon is healing for what? 150, 160, 170. Phoenix Payon's about the same. So I need to make Phoenix Payon either not heal the party or only heal people who have been brought back. But what a good ability. I mean, isn't that amazing? Bring the whole party back to life. So the Bard quickly becomes extremely useful. I mean, he's pretty weak at the beginning, because you don't start him with all of these abilities. What time is it in America? I live in New York City, and it's currently 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, I don't live in the city. I live in New York. I live in New York, not New York City. I travel to New York City. I got so used to saying New York City because I've been saying it so much, but I don't live in NYC. I live in more of a country area of New York, which most people, even I, when I was thinking about moving out here, I was like, I don't want to live in a big city where everything's polluted and overpopulated and overpriced. And then I did some research and I found out, oh, it's kind of like country where I'm at. It's still like, you know, a town, but it's not like you would expect in New York City. It's actually like several hours from NYC. It's really nice. I love it here. I mean, the winters are very cold. Everything's frozen and you have to shovel snow off of the driveway to get out of the driveway in the winters. So that sucks. Besides that, it's really nice. Yeah, I used to live in Cali. I lived in Cali most of my life. Mr. Pedoman 9000. What's up, dude? Shadowlord, where do you live? Says Proud Game Maker. So we fixed it. Alright, so we fixed the bugs. Let's stop messing around with that and get to the next thing. Animations. We can't have all of our spells looking the same. All of our animation, Bard Song Magic is a placeholder. So let's start at the top with the Healer's Pay On and start making an animation. And then we'll play that animation in here. So this is going to be on all allies. So let's go to animations and create one by quickly copy pasting something. What I could do is open Natural Explorers and even Dungeons of Driftwood and find animations that I've already made, which is a tempting thing to do. In fact, let's do that because I put so much work into that. It's my go-to sample project to save time. So I'm gonna go to Game, Open Folder, and then I'll go MV. Let's go to Drive E. So I gotta put it in here. Yada yada yada. Ignore all this stuff. Let me get to the thing, and we'll do Dungeons of Driftwood here, and open this game. Da, 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 da. So yeah, you can open multiple instances of RPG Maker. Just open the project game.rpg project file. So we've got dungeons here. If I go to my animations, I've got a lot that I made. Holy monkey. It just keeps going. Okay. What do we got here? Hey, I'll have to copy some sound effects in. So let's just take this one and work our way back up. What can we use that one for? Let's find a use for it. Legend of Driftwood. Go in here into our animations. That little lightning one, that could be for when we... Let's start here, 442. Change the maximum to 500. And instead of calling it In Dark, I'm going to call it 1 for now. Let's go to the skills. I like that one for maybe the Wizard's Ballad or something. Yeah, let's do that for the Wizard's Ballad. Maybe I'll do an action sequence and call more common events, but then can you do custom execution when you're using an action sequence? That's a question. That is a question. So let's do that. Wizard's Ballad. Wizard's Ballad. And let's make sure we have all these. Nope, we don't. So what I'm going to do is open the folder for Dungeons of Driftwood, which I have now. Nope, that's not it. Dungeons of Driftwood. And go ahead and take a look at some of the audio that I have for sound effects. And it would be very convenient to just throw those in there. It's only 28 megabytes. So what if I sort by a different method? Let me sort by date modified. Because we have some duplicates which I don't want. It's the stuff that I don't want. Here's where the duplicates start. So let's just go here. Copy that, which is 1,000 sound effects. Let's go to Legend of Driftwood. And I don't want to bloat this project, but if I'm going to import a lot of sound effects, it'll take so long to manually do it like I've been doing. So, sound effects. We're going to paste and not overwrite. So when we have an option, we're going to say, no, don't overwrite the original. Here's where it's like, we want to skip these files. So we're not going to import 573 of these. We're going to skip 573 of these. So we imported a couple hundred sound effects. But what this will do is, now that these are here, when I open the database and I reference this up 6 sound effect, it'll find it. And if I play it, it should find all these /13, etc. And it'll expand what I can do with the sound effects. But it didn't find all of the animation files. So once again, I have to do the same thing, but for not sound effects, Dungeon of Driftwood. This will be IMG, animations. Put a lot of effort into a lot of these things. In fact, we can just go like this and not overwrite anything. I don't need the PSD, but I'd take it anyway. So if somebody wants to take apart the project, they can see it. It's unnecessary space though. We want to optimize, so let's do this. We don't need this one. There's quite a few that we don't actually need at all. Not gonna use that. And we're not going to these are the Hatepool free ones too. Okay, so we copy that one and we put it into Legend of Driftwood, IMG, animations, paste, but skipping any duplicates. So skip the 117 that we already have. So we added a couple hundred animations to the project. So yeah, we did increase the file size, but that's going to make it easier to, we have to reload the database, not a big deal. It's going to make it easier for me because we're getting to the point where I've got a lot of stuff to get done and I don't really allocate enough time to get it done or have the time to allocate to get it done. So this will speed up the process quite a bit. So I'm taking that in. We're going to reuse the asset as Wizard's Ballad and Sinner. Yeah, that'll work fine. Let's go back to the other project. I have a lot of stuff open. Yes, I do. Okay. Let's go to this one. Close this. And then we want to do this one. Open this. What did I make here? Cool, I love it. It's fantastic. Let's copy the data for this and reuse it in here. Paste it here. Nope. Is it here? Did I copy it? What happened here? What's going on? Copy the carbuncle effect. And then paste the carbuncle effect. Okay, and since I have the animations and I have the sound effects, I don't have to mess with anything right here. I don't have to change the image. I don't have to change the sound effects. I've already done that to create this in another project. So what can I use that for? Let's do this for the healer's payout. I think that's how you spell it. Perfect. And now I'll go to the healer's payout and change this to the healer's payout. And the Wizard's Ballad, we'll change that one to the Wizard's Ballad. And moving on down, we have the Phoenix Payon. Okay, so let's go back here. I mean, that one took a while to do. Do I want Phoenix to be represented as this little plushy Kupu thing? I don't know. I do like it. It's called Chibuncle. Let's just put it in for now and see how it looks once we actually use it. It may not actually work, but we'll see. It may not work right for what we need it to do. Double check that it works right. All the animation sound effects are there, so I don't see why it wouldn't work. I might want to make that a screen animation. Let's make it a screen animation, because otherwise it's going to be like, and it's going to happen 4 times, which I don't want. That whole thing will be 1, so we'll change it in this one to be a screen. Okay, so it's not going to be Summon Chibuncle, this is going to be Phoenix Payon. I'll change it to be a bird later on. Yeah. I kind of want to just see it in game, to be honest. I made so many that I never use. I never got to use it. Put a lot of work into a project that I eventually scrapped. And I'm sure all of you have done that. You started working on a project, spent a lot of time working on a project, decided that it didn't turn into what you wanted it to be, and you've overhauled it. And then you've done the same thing again and again and again. And before you know it, you've got this massive project that's got no real game to it. It's just a huge database of stuff and ideas that never really had any cohesive gameplay, you know. So I did so much in that game, and I'm going to get something out of it by having the sample, using it as a sample project for me. Summon Real Drifty. Let me catch up on the chat while I was messing with some animations. How is your baby? She's doing great. She's fantastic. She's so awesome. Today, I was feeding her while her mom was at work. T was at work, and normally I have to hand feed. See, she'll pump, and then like while she's gone, I'll feed her the breast milk that's been pumped into a bottle. She doesn't like formula. We tried giving her formula one time. She won't take it. But for the first time today, my baby grabbed the bottle and like yanked it from my hands and started like eating it herself. And I was like, "Oh, my baby, you're so strong and big." And so she liked the gratification, so she kept doing it. So yeah, she's fantastic. I absolutely love her. Thanks for asking, Proud Gamer, Game Maker. Skull games might be rough. I've seen what you are talking about in Vibrato's videos. Night, Proud Game Maker. That's one squeaky mouse wheel. It is, ain't it? Sorry about that. I gotta get a new mouse. Drifty, the side B battle mode. In the cutscene before a certain attack, will I be able to add a video file instead of a picture? And if possible, how? Is there a script? You can add a video file, but when you start adding video files, your project gets huge really fast, so be careful with that. There are probably plugins for that, but you don't need a plugin for that. You can just do, you can edit the event so that you do a, you can make a skill that has an action sequence and then have that action sequence play when you do a certain skill. You can use Weapon Replace plugin for that, or you can use Battle Events plugin from Yanfly. Didn't you have a video where you made RNG items similar to Diablo? I do have that. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, I do have that where it randomizes items. I also did that in a Game Maker thing too. So I've done random Diablo style stuff in both engines. Let's see. Trying to keep up with the chat because I don't want you guys to feel ignored. I'm reading everything. Please, the engine accepts only 1000 by 7400 with a custom size of 720p that I use. The sides can't get overflow. Didn't find how to change that. I think the engine itself doesn't accept it. Maybe. To be honest, I haven't tried to run movies in MV. I did it first just to see how it worked, and I'm like, oh, you can do movies. That's great. Then I just proceeded to never play movies in my project. Hypnojo Gaming, how you doing? Yeah, thanks for the support, man. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. We've got Phoenix Pan's animation, so we've got this one, and this one. So let's go ahead and grab another animation. We need to get Bolster Morale next. I'm going to do a safety save. So what is this one for? I don't really care for that one. Oh, I like that one. I remember doing that. It took a little while to get right. I still think it, when I slow it down, it doesn't look right. But, I mean, you can see him. I'm going to have to save that one for something special. Bolster morale. The sound effect of the book, I'll take that off. So let me take Libra from Dungeons of Driftwood that no one ever really got to. A couple people got to play test it in its many iterations, and then I never really released that one. Maybe someday, but like I said, I've got to look at... I've got too many things going, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Back to the animations. Let's go here, paste it in here. This is going to be Bolster, Morale, and I'll just get rid of this book sound effect at the end and make sure that it's running right. Yep, perfect. And so that will be for that skill. Bolster Morale has now got a custom animation. The next one, Insight Intent. Use your LP to restore the LP of the party. Okay, so let's just continue this process. This makes the whole making custom animations in this project a lot faster because I've already made them. Hundreds of them. For some reason it doesn't always copy. Let me make sure that I'm copying the right thing. Copy this, and then paste this. There we go. Now it's working. Yeah, that's fine. Let's add this animation, like so. Foes Requiem. Let's find one for that as well. Nah. Oh, that was the rap. That was the animated SV. No. That was the state animations. So I'll have like effects. So this is the state animation for it. So it plays over and over. You know, that looks pretty cool for a sound. It would be like, you do have like these circular things that kind of, so we'll do this one. Oh, right, I see, that's why it's not working. Copy wrap, go to animations, put this in here, and this will be Faux Requiem. And just double check that it works. That works fine. Let's do another sound effect on it, something that'll be more of a sonic type of sound. That's a long SE. That's too crazy. I realize you guys can barely hear any of these sound effects, which is fine. So I don't want it to be too disturbing. Wind 10 sounds fine. Let's put Wind 10 at frame 7. See how that goes. Maybe frame 5, because it's kind of delayed. Yeah, okay, that's good. So that's going to be for Faux Requiem. Sonic damage to everything. Guilty Slug says, minor thing I noticed, if the player talks to Dark Hero from the left side on this map, he will walk through the party when he goes to leave. Do you think so, Guilty Slug? It's not a, we'll test that right now. We'll test that right now. In fact, I can test these skills. I should test these skills to see how they look and mix it up a bit. Let's test that. Because what I'm doing in the event is using Yanfly's script, move 2. So what should happen is he'll just go down and then left, instead of going left. So I'm not using the game's built-in well, I mean, I am using the engine's built-in move function, but it's calling a script from Yanfly's plugin, so it shouldn't lock up the game. It should just make the guy move down instead of to the left. So what you're saying, I walk up and I talk to him, and this guy goes to the left and walks down, right? But so if I talk to him from the left on this map, he'll walk through the party. Where did you come from? Yada yada. I could ask you the same thing. You see how he walks around the followers? That's Yanfly's code. So he just walked around your followers. He doesn't walk through your followers or the player. Pretty cool, huh? Now, I didn't tell him to go right and down and left. I told him, move to this location from where you are. And then Yanfly's code said the optimal direction would be to go right, down, left, down, like that. Yeah, I thought so too. Nope. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, let's take a look at some new animation. Healer's Payon, did we update that? Cool, I like it. That's better than just one thing. Phoenix Payon, we updated that. That one didn't do it, right? Did we not assign that animation? Maybe we didn't assign that animation. Or maybe the code isn't allowing for it. Booster morale. Bolster morale. Hey, I like it. That was good. Foes Requiem. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's guard. Actually, what we can do is, we already did that one. What was the other one we did? Wizard's Ballad? I should have just set it to one TP to use for testing purposes. We were about to do these minuet ones, but we haven't got to those yet, so let's get them to 100. Okay, and now we'll take a look at that animation. Wizard's Ballad, what does that look like? Yeah, man. That's great. Cool. I like it. Let's continue doing that. New animations are sick. It's good to actually use some of the work I did earlier. I mean, they're in that game, but that game, and nobody's playing that game because I didn't release it. Alright, so we're moving on to the Striker's Minuet, and then I have 6 of those, which are like stat buffing animations. So go back to animations. Striker's Minuet. Let's find one for that. Yeah, that's good. We'll do the hammer anvil effect. I use this for when you're walking through a town, you see a blacksmith banging on a hammer, and it keeps playing that like as a little script, a little parallel process script. But it didn't get used too much. I might have put that in Natural Explorers. If not, I should. So we'll call this one Striker's Minuet. And we'll just put it in the center. Bless you.
Thank you.
For that withheld sneeze. Just let it out. It's so much more satisfying, right?
Sure.
Alright, so that's going to be Striker's Minuet. We'll assign that. Oh, I got to take a look at what's going on with the Phoenix one again. Gosh, that one keeps giving me trouble. What's going on here? Alright, so this one is set to scope. Oh, nope, that's not it. All allies dead. Phoenix Payon is not animating. Maybe because I didn't have a dead party member, so it didn't have a scope, didn't have a target, so it's not using that animation. If member is dead, we'll test it again to see if when it actually brings one back from the dead, will it heal? What I should do is if member, make another conditional inside here that says something that says if members Yeah, because we're just saying if there's a player, then revive him and heal him. But it'll just skip this if they're already alive. So what we need to do is make a condition that says that checks if the player is knocked out. So I'm gonna just see if there's. Yeah, I mean, we can always reference state 1, but I'm gonna go in here and do a Control F and is state affected. Meet state condition is a function which returns is state affected. Alright, so I could reference that, but it's smarter to reference is state affected. That's the better way to do it. What else is in here? Actor.is state affected. So we're going to be using gameactors.actor is state affected, but in this case we're referencing a member, so we'll just say member.is state affected 1. So if they're knocked out, we're going to make a conditional inside and use is state affected. Easy. He says before it doesn't work over and over. So what we'll do is, come on, 2, 3. Make another condition that says if member.is_state affected 1, which is always the state for unconscious. We're going to open a brace, then we revive them, heal their HP, start the damage pop-up so we see it, and then close this one. And then that closes that one, and then that one closes the for loop. So we have a for loop that opens, and then if a member opens, and then if is state affected opens. So we should have 3 closings. Right? We got 3 opening braces. 1, 2, 3. Then we have 1, 2, 3. And then open, close, open, close. So we'll try Phoenix Payon again, and it shouldn't heal the party unless they're knocked unconscious. And if they are unconscious, it should also show the animation. So I kind of want to test that right now before I worry about anything else, before I forget what I'm even doing. So first goal is to have a player get knocked out. Hey dynamic dudes, how are you doing? Hime's kitten, hello. Meow. Yeah, cool looking animations. We want somebody to die, but not our bard right now. So, we'll do that. Phoenix Payon. I just kind of wanted to see it. Just have him guard, guard, guard. Everybody guard. Until somebody gets knocked out. Not our bard, though. Darn it. Dang nabbit. Come on now. Stop shooting our bard, please. Oh my gosh. There we go. So now, when we play Phoenix Payon, it should play an animation, and it should only heal the person who's unconscious. Oh, I need to reverse it. Failed to load an audio file. Heal for 2. Oh, because I didn't include anything with a bracket of 2. So just replace that with heal 7. I got to keep an eye on that too. So let's go to our animations, and all of the new ones that we're adding, anything that's got a like this one needs to be replaced with heal 7. Same one. Okay, and also check other ones. Other ones, other ones, other ones. Anything that's got a bracket of 2, which is a duplicate that I didn't copy because you don't need to copy a duplicate. What's a little balloon in the top left? Oh, that is Sound Cypher's speed up, battle speed up script. So I can press shift and the battle runs faster to toggle it on or off, or I can just hold the action button, enter or X A on a controller, and it'll just run faster. It just speeds up sound effects, or it doesn't actually speed up sound effects. It speeds up animation. It speeds up everything but the SE and the ME and all the audio components. It speeds up all the visual components, which is kind of cool. There are several plugins like that, but this one was the first one that came out. Came out a long time ago. It's been updated a few times, and it's still free. So why pay for a free plugin when they do exactly the same thing? Why pay for a plugin when there's a free version that does exactly the same thing? That's what I'm saying. So Sound Cypher, even though I don't know if you speak English because you wrote your plugin in Japanese, props to you, my man. Okay, what was I doing? Fixing that sound bug. Easy. Oh, and I wanted to reverse everything in that animation. Is that going to be... Can I batch this thing and just say mirror everything? What happens? Oh, mirror yes. Okay. I was like, how come it didn't work? Let's just see what happens. Did it not do anything? All of the frames, all of the cells, mirror yes. Are they already mirrored? So when the player does it on the enemy, it's going to do like that. But the player's doing it on all allies, so... Oh, I set it to screen. Let's try center. Let's try center and see what that looks like. But I'm also going to do something else. So Striker's Minuet, simple one. Let's apply that to the Striker's Minuet. There we go. It's already on. Defender's Mine. Let's add some more. Let's add the rest of them real quick. For the state animation. That one looks really good. What could that be for? I want that to be for something else. For finding an item. Or, oh, that was my synthesis creation. I was like, this is when you finish creating an item. I'm going to put that one in because I like it. I'll just put it right here. Creation. Simple. Beautiful. Wait, wasn't there another sound effect on this other one? Are we missing a sound effect here? Do we not have absorb one? We have absorb one. Ice one, we have ice one. Heal 5. Hello, wait up. Heal 5. No heal 5, huh? Really? Well, why not? What's going on with heal 5? What about when we encounter another thing that we're missing? Heal 7. We had heal 7. Okay, hold on, sorry. Was that one somehow modified and then it wasn't? Go. No kidding. Heal 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. What? What's going on there? Why no heal 5 here? Okay, that was weird. But we'll just fix that. IMG. Nope. Audio. SE. Heal 7. Windows search. Why do you always have to take so long to search through one folder? It shouldn't be that difficult, really. Like I'm not going to sit here and complain right now, but let's just add these two. Copy these two, alright? So it's saying that these exist. Skip. So one of them existed and one of them did not. So the OG did. Heal 5. Let me sort by name. They are sorted by name. Did I take heal 7? Because I'm looking for heal 5? I'm stupid. I'm just stupid, sorry. The dynamic dudes. I know, yeah. He goes, wait, I just realized something. Real Driftwood doesn't have leaves on them because they die and fall off in the water. So why and how does the Legend of Driftwood logo have leaves? Because it's not dead. It's alive Driftwood. It hasn't lost it yet. Let's copy this OGG real quick. Get rid of that search result. And minimize. Because insert whatever reason fits the narrative. Okay, so now, why we had no heal 5, I don't know, and that also kind of upsets me and kind of makes me wonder, what other animations am I going to add that are missing sound effects, because that causes an issue. It doesn't crash the game necessarily anymore, but it still causes an issue. So every animation I add, I need to test it in game. And I just noticed that because it sounded different. If I didn't check that, we could add a problem here. Alright, so we are adding more sound effects and custom animations to the project for the new skills, for the new character. Ooh, I like that. That's good. So I was getting good at making animations. I mean, I'm not making the artwork for them. Only on some of them where I'm franking editing, but putting them together. Let me just pat my own back here. Gosh, what a douche. I'm so good at copy pasting from my other project. Defenders. That kind of looks more like a shell. This is going to be the Sorcerer's Madrigal, probably. No, Runic Mine. The Runic Mine. Yeah, I'm going to make that one the Runic one. Oh yeah, the chimney one. That was fun. I made animations that would play as you walk around a map. And so I made like smoke that puffs out of the chimney. And different versions of it. So that I can stack them. Ooh, I like that one. That one's baller. Okay. It's just the effect. It doesn't have a sound effect, but I can... Where did I put the Imprism animation? Did I make one? That was the effect. And then I was like, oh, I should add an effect animation for that, for the state animation. So then I later on made it, but I know I made one for like when the skill is used. Well, oh, I know what I can do. I'm here. I know I made this after, so I can press Control F and go Prism and go previous. Nope, no more results. So this was the only one. That's fine. I'll just add upon it. Go here. Go here. This will be the Defender's mine. I don't know how to say that. M-I-N-N-E. It's a type of song. Defenders. Let's add a sound effect to it. We're gonna go with this one. Yep, got him. That's what I wanted. No, I'm just kidding. That's not it. That one's good. And then on frame 4, which is like, there's only not that many frames in it, we'll do like actually on frame 3, we need something that's more of like a something that kind of lingers a little bit. I realize you guys can't hear the sound effects very much, which is fine. I mean, I don't want to... Listening to someone click through sound effects is not the most entertaining thing. But hopefully you guys have your own music up, listening to something awesome. Let's put this on a later frame, because it does come.
Are you entertained?
Are you not entertained? What if I change this one to frame 2, 3, and then this one goes higher frame, and then this goes like here? We need something on frame 1. You know, this is not the right sounds, but I'm going to keep working on it. Yeah, that'll work. That's fine. I'm just gonna keep this ship a-sailing. Come sail away. Come sail away. Did I make one for sorcerers? Where are we at? We got healers, phoenix, wizards, pulser, inside foe, strikers, defenders. We need sorcerers. Something that increases the willpower. So let's find that animation. It's got something that's like magical. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Got it. Perfect. This will be Sorcerer's Madrigal. Sorcerer. Madrigal. I do need to test every one of these animations, just in case we're missing a resource I can add it. That's the problem with copy pasting from one project to the other. You have to make sure that the assets are all there. Okay. Let's set that up. Bam. Moving on to the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. More to go. We're slowly doing it. That one's got it. So we're doing Victory March now. Oh yeah, these are just kind of like colored versions of the same thing. I don't want to do that for this. That's more of a hit move. This one could work though. I mean, that's kind of a hit move too, but it's not the most victory march. Maybe for Jester's YouTube. Yeah, let's do that for Jester's YouTube. Put this in the center. And change the fire sound effect to something not so. There we go. Whoa. That's better. Works great. Trying to catch up, make sure I don't miss out any chat. Hey Heartless, how you doing? Hello Magda. Don't call it Frankensteining, says Doc Wheeze. Call it backward ergonomical development. I'm betting it. Backward ergonomical development. Yeah, I like seeing a lot of these faces again. It's very nice. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Hopefully you guys are working on your project and making progress, or listening to some cool tunes and just chilling. Alright, so let's assign Jester's etude. We didn't get one for Victory March, so we'll go back and get one for Victory March. You know, this one kind of works well for the... Let's copy this and put this one in here. For the Phoenix. Phoenix, Payon, Alt. Yeah, and actually, we're going to call this one Phoenix Payon. And this one will no longer be Phoenix Payon. This will be Chibi Blast. I don't know what. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we'll change Phoenix Payon real quick. I like this one again. Let's go ahead and put this one down. This can be the Victory March. Beautiful. Okay, we've got all of the stat boosting ones. Let's go to the Thrinities. So we only have 10 of them. 10 Thrinities. But they're all elemental, so it shouldn't be too hard to find elemental animations. I've done a lot of them. Overkill. So I'm looking for a fire one. I love it. Okay, copy this one. This will be Fire Trinity animation. Alright, let's find an ice one. That is going to be our thunder one. Let's get that now. Wait, which one is thunder? Hold up. Fire, ice, and then thunder. So we'll just add that one to keep it in order. So we'll delete this, add this. This will be thunder Trinity animation. Yeah, skills. Thunder Trinity. Still got to get an ice one, but also keeping an eye out for any other good state ones. That would work if I had already designed the sound for it, which I did on another one, so we'll keep that in mind. This is going to work for the custom attack animation for the when you use a harp. So let's go to skills, or is it weapons, where we add the animation. And here, wait, this is not the one, okay. First of all, let's put this here. And I'm going to call this one harp attack cannon. And change the stair to be placed a little bit later. But then create another one at the first frame where I'm inputting custom sound effects or something, where I'm doing like a harp. I could take it from Natural Explorers, the one I already did with the ukulele. Oh, but there's, okay, hold on. There's a better one that's in the game already. It's like chime. Yeah. So then we'll go like this. And then stair will be closer to like 8, I guess. Chime goes up 1, this goes to here. Let's raise the on stair a little bit to be. Yeah. I like it. So now, when I go to weapons here, on the harps, I think I had them at the bottom or somewhere. Claws, harps. The animation hit harp, which is 390. I'm going to change it to be the harp attack anim, 493. Harp as a weapon? Sure, Final Fantasy IV did it. Why not? What I actually need now are the weapon animations for it. I think I'm using weapon animations in this project. Are we even using Nebicite, Deozite, Marfite, Espergite, Coral, Edgesite, Driftite, Harps? Are they in the game? They're in the database. They're not obtainable at all. But just for the sake of consistency, I want to go through and update the animations on all of them. So when I inevitably add them at some point, years from now probably, and like the 4th rendition of me re-releasing the project, they'll just one less thing I have to do. Okay, so that's an update. Safety save, get back to adding. We're almost done with the animations here. Skills. We're having to add the elemental Threnody ones, and then we're going to test them all. So we got fire, we got thunder. We're going to be looking for an ice or any other type of cool one. I'm glad it remembers my place. That's great. That'll work for Earth. Let's go ahead and do that. So where are we at on this? Earth would be under water, which is under thunder, so water and then Earth. Right here. Call this one Earth Threnody. Good enough. Assign that one. I want to copy this haunt one for the darkness one, which is 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. And we'll call this darkness Threnody. But I want to delete a frame or two out of it. The one where it throws the X's. I want to delete the X's out. Yes, you can't see it, doesn't matter. Can't see it, doesn't matter. Delete that. Right here, delete it. Delete it. Right here, delete it. Delete it. Delete it. You can't see it anyway, in fact, delete frame 13. Okay, let's roll this down to be on a quicker frame. Stare will happen a few frames. Darkness needs to start immediately because it's a slow one. Stare can be later on. Darkness needs to be sped up because it's so slow. And I decreased what's going on and reduced the frames. Let's add some more spacing here. One more frame, 2 more frames. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now it's Darkness Threnody. Let's assign Darkness Threnody or Dark Threnody. We're gonna rename it to Dark. Darkness! Alright, back to looking at some good stuff. We already have a good fire one. This one's crazy. A little overkill. Boom, did we get an ice one yet? Nope, let's do that one for the ice one. Ice Threnody. A little bit longer than some of them, but it's fine, it'll still work. They don't all use the same very boring cookie cutter animation. They're all custom animations. So we need water, wind, light, fusion, and astral. Oh, this one was for an action sequence. We're gonna go with this one for the wind Trinity, which is under the earth Trinity. It's good reusing assets. You know, you put time into making something. If you don't see it, like, if you don't use it for something, it feels like you wasted your time almost. I mean, sometimes it's like therapeutic to make things and be creative, so it's not a complete waste, but you still want to be able to utilize the assets that you create, the work you put into a project. It really sucks when you get to a point where you're like, you know, I have to stop editing this project and I have to do something else. And when you just ditch a project and start over, like, it feels good at first, but then you're like, man, is there a way I could have salvaged that? Could I have made that better? Is there a way that I could have made that game work? Sometimes the answer is no, but sometimes you might be able to. And I did that 3 times with Dungeons. And the 4th time, when I'm like, okay, this doesn't work because reasons, let me start over again. I mean, what should I do with this project now? And it's just so massive, and like ideas that you put into the same project that are complete opposites and clash with one another. You're like, you have to either delete it out, and then you're like, I don't want to delete what I did, you know, or you know, you kind of have to pick one or the other. It's tough. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to having a project that you've never finished, but you put a lot of work into it. That one's kind of cool. Let's take this one for maybe Astral Trinity? Yeah, let's do that. We've got Darkness and then Fusion and Astral, so 200 Darkness. Darkness, Fusion, Astral. Oops, I copied a blank one perfectly copied. Copy this. At least I didn't paste a blank one over something. Astral Trinity. Nice. Very nice. We can use that for fusion. Save some time. Fusion. Unity. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I do have to copy this first. There we go. And assign. Okay, 2 more and then we're done. We're going to test them all out. What are we looking for here? We need water and light, right? Water and light. Okay. I almost feel like this could be light. In fact, I'm going to change this one to be light. So let's take the fusion one, copy this, put it here. This is going to be light Trinity. It's more of a light than a fusion anyway. And then go to here, change light Threnody to be light Threnody, and we'll take a look at fusion. So I need water and fusion. That could be a fusion. That'll be fusion. Something was static for too long. Yeah, this frame shouldn't have this little animation. Darn it. This one. I missed one thing in there. That's a little bit better. Boom, boom, boom. Again, this little shouldn't be there for 2 frames. This little guy shouldn't be there. It's just a dead frame. Yeah, let's delete that frame. Boom, boom, boom. Why does it hit here then explode here? I made this one pretty jank when I made it. Oh, it could be bouncing off a little bit. But then it goes out and then comes back and moves. Just a little weird. Okay, let's just take this and go back like this. Here, here, here. Don't notice it too much unless you're like paying attention. That looks a little bit better. Alright. I suppose I should copy paste that back, but I don't really want to mess with that project right now. Just touched up that animation. Okay, one more. We need water Threnody. Let's find a good animation that would work for like a water elemental type of thing and move on. There was the imprison. Oh, it's because I called it imprism effect. Imprison effect is what Since we're messing with Bard stuff, I'm just going to do this one in here at the top and just call it Harp Hit 2. Maybe we'll use it later for something. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it too much, but I might as well import it. This is the limit break one. I use that a lot. Looking for something that would work for water. You know that would work if we changed the color to blue, huh? Kind of liquidy. Okay, let's take this one and turn it into a new one. Let's change the hit fire to... No, they're going to keep it hit fire, but I'm going to make it blue. And then I'm going to change the sound effect, or add a water sound effect, like somewhere in here. Just a big water sound effect. It's got to be sooner. Let's put it on frame 3. Yeah, I like that. And that's good. We'll call that one water Trinity. Even though it's a fire animation, the sound effect and the color and the way that it's presented, it just works for a water. Okay. And then water Trinity will be added. Then we'll double check in the database that they're all linking to the right one. Real quick, starting from the top. Healers Payon, healers. Phoenix, Phoenix, Wizards, Wizards, Bolster, Bolster, Insight, Foes, Strikers, Defenders, Sorcerers, Runic, Victory, Jesters, Fire, Ice, Thunder, Water, Earth, Wind, Heart, no, Light, Dark, Fusion, Astral. Okay, so they all seem to be linking to the right thing. We'll do a save, and now, I want to just reduce the cost on all the Trinities. I know that they're going to be 50, but I'm going to make them all 1. Because I want to be able to look at them all. I've already looked at these all, didn't I? All of these all. Healers, I'll probably go through and rebalance the cost on these anyway. Mr. Morales to give you TP, so I'm going to spend MP on that, and then the Insight is a way to spend TP to give everybody TP, and then Folder Queen is going to cost TP. Striker's Minuet, we'll do, it starts at 3 rounds, let's just have it do 30 TP, 30 TP. Or you know what, let's reduce it to 20. 20. Folger Queen is going to cost 35. I'm sure I'll go through another balance pass with the numbers on these stat booster ones. And then these Trinities will be probably 40 or 50. But for now I'm setting them to 1 because I want to look at them all and test them. Make sure that they actually don't say, resource missing. Godbreeze, how you doing? It's good to see you. The family's doing great. Thanks for asking. We're doing fantastic. We've gotten over that. It's weird. I don't know how many of you have kids, but when you have a baby, it's hard to, at first, you think you're just going to be immediately, I guess, gratified by them. But it's just like a baby that's like a ball of flesh that just yells at you and cries and demands things, and you get nothing back for a while. But then after 3 months kicks in, I mean gradually throughout the first, second, third month, you have these little milestones where you're getting them to smile, but right around 3 months, they really start to become more aware and coherent. And they start grabbing things with their hands and looking at you more, and so it becomes very, very gratifying, like right now at 3 months in, and when you see that she's starting to laugh in her sleep, my 3-month-old is starting to laugh in her sleep, just chuckle here or there, and it's very rewarding, and I can't even explain it correctly. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it.
She's got a great personality.
Yeah, she's great. She's a fantastic baby. And every day is even better because you see more of that personality coming out and more like milestones where she's moving her feet and taking little steps as I'm holding her up. And I could talk about her all day, but I'm sure you guys don't want to hear all that. But thank you for asking. We're doing great. Yeah, and I'm very happy. Okay, let's take a look at the animations that we got going on. I'm going to start with the Bolster Morale to give the TP going. Healer's Payon, keep us alive. See, I'm pressing shift. You see how the animations are moving really fast. That's the sound ciphers thing you were asking about the music note. So I'll press shift and it turns it off. So now we're playing at regular speed. And you'll see that goes a little bit slower so you can see the animations. And it's up to the player to decide what they want. I'm going to do a provoke so that we have a tank in this and just have Drifty Guard. Let's look at the, let's do Defender's Mind. cool. Let's do the strikers menu. Not much sound effect on the strikers one. I know you guys can't hear very many sound effects, but while we're waiting for TP, let's use the Fire Thrinity. Nice. Just looking to make sure that there's no assets missing. Ice Thrinity. Error pop-up say can't find something.ogg. That one's a little bright and long. I might adjust that one right there. Andrew Schramm, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Gotta go, he says, but stay awesome, buddy. You too, man. You too. Thanks for stopping by and then super chat and all that. Thunder Trinity, that one's probably perfectly came out. Let's do the Water Trinity. Yeah, that looks good. I like it. Okay, Earth Trinity. Yep, simple. Wind Trinity. Yep, looks good. Light Trinity. A little flashy, but it works. It's better than the default ones that they were all using there. Dark Trinity. Yeah, better without that X, because it seems using that like as an attack type of thing. Fusion Trinity. Yeah, and then Astral Trinity. If anything, they're all a little bit big, so I could scale them down, but I'm not too worried about it, actually. I think they're fine, because I've got so many other things to do, and I want to push an update as soon as I can. So the animations are working. Oh, we need to test one thing, actually. Let's test the Phoenix, the one that gives us trouble over and over, the Phoenix one. Phoenix Pay on. It should show no... Yeah, good. When there's no dead party members, it should do nothing. So let's kill a party member, or let's have a party member die. We keep guarding until somebody dies. That should be Owen. He should die from poison, actually. There we go. So poison won't knock a member out. That's interesting. Now we'll do Phoenix Pan, and we should have an animation for Arturus. Yep, and he gets up and heals. Okay. And so our new conditional branch thing worked without any problems. I like it. And the animation is more suited. Actually works better. Let's see it again. Let's have another look at it. Come back to life. Let's do healers. Bard is really strong. And as you use his moves, he gets stronger. So his moves are really weak at the beginning. And, before I say, okay, we did it, the Bard is ready to go, I need to make sure that his stats are going up. Yada yada, storyline. If we go to our status, we should be able to see the parameters. Thrinity is 15. Every time we use a Thrinity, it should be going up. Every time we use all of our stuff, associated things should go up. So it's saying we haven't done a magical, a march, a ballad, or an etude. And we've used one Requiem, and Paeon 9 times, Thrinity 15 times. Well, minus 1, because I've initialized them all to be 1. So what I actually need to do is do an extensive testing where We use one stat, and then we see if it goes up. So let's pick one. Let's go with something that hasn't gone up, and maybe if there's a bug. Let's use a madrigal, something that's a madrigal. I'll get into a combat, and we'll use the madrigal once, run away, and then see if the stat has gone up. Might need to increase the encounters a little bit. It's very lenient. Not a lot of overworld encounters here. So let's do one madrigal. Sorcerer's madrigal. Cool. And then we're just going to retreat. So if we look at our status again, our madrigal should have gone up. And it did. Okay, cool. Let's do one march, one ballad, and one etude. March, ballad, etude. Use them all once, in which they should all go up. Slammy! Yeah, make sure he's good for the speedrun. Absolutely, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Slammy, you're a big inspiration for why I'm updating this project, by the way. Thank you so much for the time and energy you put into speedrunning my game. I wanted to make it better for you and everybody, but you are a big reason why. Induscram has done super chat. I do click accept for that. Sorry if it didn't show on the screen when you were here. So etude was one of them. So we did the etude. Actually, let's do a Phoenix Paeon and bring our tourist back up. Ooh, that critical. And the fire bat. I guess we can check one thing. He's weak to fire and we got a crit on it, so it one-shot him. The etude works. We need to check the march and the ballad, and then I can say he's good to go. When I look at all those icons as buffs, I get confused already. Typically, the player is not going to have all these buffs on. The reason why all these buffs are on is because I'm testing them. But I can't see any case where you need to have all your Thrinities on. You would have one or two on. Like, if your thing is... Like, right now, we're fighting creatures, most of them are just weak to fire, so you would just have Fire Thrinity on, so all of your fire moves do more damage. Which one was the one we had to do? March or Minuet? I don't remember, because I'm smart like that. Let's do the Victory March. So the march is up, and then the ballad. We need to make sure that the ballad is gaining skill points, so as you use it, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Should Olgwin has gun animation for his gun skills? Yeah, he should, Epic Mighty. I've been thinking about that for a long time now. I think I have an answer for that. So we need to just do the ballad, right? Where's our ballads? Wizard's Ballad. Okay, so everything gains stats as you use them, or skill levels. And because we're using these variables in the damage formula, the more you use the skills, the better they're going to get. Ultimately, your Paeon's going to get the strongest, because you're going to be using your Bard to heal over and over and over. And every time you do, it's going to make you heal for just that little bit more, that little bit more, a little bit more. And they cap at 1,000, but that's plenty. No problem, it's really fun to run. I'm liking Driftwood's new look, looking fresh. Oh yeah, he did have a makeover. He had a face before. He had like white skin and like pale albino skin and red eyes and I don't know. Yeah, I redid Driftwood so that he's more up to looking not super weird. I struggle with gun animations. I could not get a gun icon to pop up without being a basic attack. Maybe we should look at that now, because that's bothered me for a while. When Old Gwen goes to shoot his gun, and he raises his arms like he's casting a spell or using a skill or something. So, yeah. Let's take a look at it. Maybe we can figure something out. Healer's Payon. The other reason why you're going to be able to spam Healer's Payon a lot is because it uses MP, and you can just fully restore your MP. It's kind of harder to just make your TP fully powered. So I made the healing parts not based on TP, so you'll be able to spam it, actually. So even if your guys are going down, if you have your Bard alive, he's going to raise your party members. He's going to, heal you up. And at first, he's going to barely raise them with a little bit of HP. But after enough time, they'll get stronger and stronger and stronger, and then he'll be able to fully heal the party in one move. He'll be overpowered. So yeah, someone died. That's a shame. Phoenix Downs are so expensive, or Phoenix Brews. But Phoenix Payon, bring him back up. This is like whack-a-mole now. And you may be thinking that, it's going to make the game too easy. But no, I'll make the battles more challenging to accommodate for it. And you'll get turns in, and you don't have to spend a turn using an item and losing money. So that's very annoying when that happens, and it's going to happen, but it's also easy to get around with the Bard. Of course, we entered this fight about to die, so I kind of expected something like this. Right here, he should be holding a gun, not just putting his arms to the side down like that. I can already see his his healing getting much stronger. Of course, he's out of MP now. I shouldn't have guarded. I should have provoked, but that's fine. Okay, so now that he's out of MP, I'll have to do something else. I'm going to raise the damage we deal with our fire spells, and then attack with the fire damaging attack he's already weak to, but it missed. Dang it. And Tachi Kasai has a cooldown. Let's do Third Eye, which will cause some, give you 100% evasion for like a turn or two. What I can do is get 75 TP and restore MP to the whole party. Maybe I should reduce this a bit. Because, it restores a little bit of MP. Later on, it's going to be so overpowered. I need this to be... Actually, I'm going to leave it at 75. It needs to be a skill that takes a long time to raise. Because it's so strong. But what I can do is use items to raise TP as well. Unless I already used them all. Which in this case, I have. Yeah, see, it's doing a lot more damage. It only gives you 25% damage bonus on it until you have 333, and then it gives you 50% damage bonus, and at 665 or 666, it does 75% damage bonus, and then when you hit 1,000 at the skill cap, it doubles the damage of the element that you have the Thrinity of. What I could do is make it so that the party can only have one Thrinity at a time. So that would be easy to do as well. This is cool. It's getting to where I wanted it to be last year, but I didn't have the energy or motivation to make it happen. Let's take a look at the gun animation. Maybe we'll figure out how to get Ogwin to act like he's firing a gun instead of just putting his hands down. Some simple action sequencing should do the trick. Super quick, had to do that for my project. I made guns and accessory which gave the characters a special attack, but yeah, I couldn't figure out a way to make the gun icon show up. I might have some unused action sequences for gun skills you could even use for my project if you want. Well, that might work, Slammy. We could always design that. I was thinking of using Yanfly's weapon image. I think it's called that. But you see how we have weapon image here for the weapons, and then on the guns, I already have the gun weapon image, but they're not being used for when you use a skill. So using a skill with the shots, it's showing it as a skill type of tech, so it doesn't use the basic attack animation. Just Yanfly's weapon animation, it will give it direct control. Because it's not the basic attack. The basic attack is doing the weapon skill thing. Noob KX, how you doing, man? Yanfly's weapon animation, it will give direct control. You can assign thrust, swing, and missile. The problem is, the weapon he's using, it's like it's a skill. So when he fires his weapon, it shows a gun with his basic attack. And it works the same way any basic attack works. But when he uses a skill, his hands go to the side as if it's a power, instead of coming from the gun. If you know what I'm saying. 1063, how you doing? The skill throws a wrench. That reminds me of Final Fantasy VI, when those little dudes throw wrenches at you. Use basic attack note tag. Yeah, we could do that. And then the action animation will be flame shot, frost shot, etc. Let's do that. Let's do the basic attack action sequence for all of the shots and just call it action sequence on them. And let's see if that works better. Starting here with flame shot, frost shot, shock, aqua, geo, arrow. Wait, am I using action animation? Attack animation. I gotta undo all that or change something. Because we want action animation, not attack animation. Not a big deal. Action animation. Wait for animation. And then GeoShot will do action animation, wait for animation. And then I just copy paste this. Action animation. In fact, I should have just put it on 1 and tested that. Action animation. Yada yada. Why do I make things harder on myself? Action animation, and finally action animation. In fact, let's just leave it there with the tier 1 shots, so we can do a compare and contrast to see if it works right. So we'll use the tier 1 shots to see if it shows the gun, and then we'll use the tier 2 to see what it looked like right before, in case you weren't paying attention to it. Yeah, that's right, Epic. That's a good idea. Easy fix. And I knew it wasn't going to be too hard. I just never put in the effort to, like, oh, I'll fix it later. Oh, that's something I'm going to work on. That's what I love about these live streams, is, like, the whole I'll do it later is like, okay, I'll do it right now. Let's do that right now. And I get a lot more done when I'm live streaming the project. Which is so cool. So let's do Flame Shot. And his gun comes out. He's got a silver gun. I saw it. Awesome. Okay, and then we'll do Flame Shot 2, and you'll see his hands go to his side with no gun, just to see what it would look like without it. So I can just copy paste the action. The only thing I had to change was attack animation to action animation to use what's stored there instead of using a action. So Flame Shot 2, his hands will go to his side. He brings it, boom. His hands go to the side. There's no gun. They just boom. But let's do the animation 1 again, so that you can see what it looks like again. He'll have a silver gun that pops out. Flame shot 1. Boom, his little silver gun pops out. And it doesn't do the whole charge up thing, so it's faster. Way better. Absolutely. Guard, I want to see it again. Except I'll use a different animation this time. Or he'll die. You know, it's fine. He can just die. You don't get to see it again. Good fix, Epic, and everybody who's trying to help. Really, really cool. So let's take this code, basic attack action sequence, and put it in all of the shot moves. And now we have no charge up animation that's basically unnecessary for many things. But instead, we have the gun pop out. It's great. It's really good. I feel like I designed tier 2 shot moves because it's still calling tier 1 animations. Let me go through my animations real quick and see if I have tier 2 shot animations somewhere. Okay, these are defaults, and then it goes to Yanfly's imported ones, and then custom ones starting there. Okay. Where did I put those shot ones, actually? I don't even see them. Here they are. Yeah. That's hot shot. Oh, I put him at the bottom of the default ones before. I'm like, oh, I need to organize this better. So I did have some custom ones here that are not default. Yeah, these are custom ones. There's only like 120 or 30 of them. Yeah. So starting here is all custom ones. I made these. And then down here is all Yanfly stuff. And then below that are more custom ones. Fusion shot. Okay, so in this project I only have one, but I think in Dungeons I added more animations for the second tier of the shot moves. You know what I could do is just press Control. I'll go to the top, and then I'll press Control F and type in shot. Here's flame shot. Find next, frost, shock, aqua. Okay, we have all the ones. Hot shot ones, and that's it. So maybe I didn't add additional ones. I thought I did though. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. So what I would like to do, maybe you guys can help me remember what we actually did in this stream. I could go back and look at it. Is edit my changelog before I forget, because I keep forgetting. There's a lot of stuff I'm changing that I'm forgetting to add because I'm live and whatnot. Actually, I can load the changelog in Sublime, so it's not so hard on the eyes. Changelog. There we go. So we adjusted the bard skills to not suck. Added custom animations for all of the bard skills. And changed the harp. Well, I guess it's its own thing. Changed the harp basic attack. Well, let's see, what else did we do? We fixed some bugs in the bard skills so they work properly. Hey, God of Knockers, how you doing? Oh yeah, we added action sequencing to Olgwin's gun shot moves skills, so they added action sequencing to Olgwin's gun shot skills. Now you can see the gun when he uses those skills. instead of his hands to, instead of putting his hands to the side, hands to his sides. I guess that was a little excessive. It could just be like added action sequence into the shot skills. Good enough. I feel like we did more, but did we? Fixing bugs, adding animations, importing. Imported assets from dungeons. Imported some assets from dungeons of Driftwood into LOD V1.62. Fixed a couple of resource not found bugs. What else did we do? I direct messaged the action sequences if you felt like repurposing them might look wonky in some aspects without the animations. Yeah, sure. I can just like swap in other animations, but it might not be the same as the way that you had intended it. But that's awesome, Slammy. Heck yeah, I'm always looking for action sequences. Our action sequences are awesome. Got to work on your game since once summer is over. Summercation. Why wait? Why wait, GOK? Why wait? Do it now. Guys, thank you so much for coming to the live stream. We've managed to do a good amount of stuff today. I feel like that was a successful thing that we did. We got animations so that it doesn't look sucky. We fixed the bugs so they work properly. The thing I might do tomorrow is add remove states so that every time you add a new Trinity, it removes all your other Trinities. That's really easy to do. All you have to do is on the states for the Trinities. It'll take a little bit of time though, because you'll have to remove every instance of 30 states on all of these states. But what you can do is copy paste change one. Or you know what I could do is just have it remove the same tier. So like for example, Fire Trinity, you would have it state resist. No, you can't do state resist with it because then it won't let you replace it. So we'll think of a way to make it so that you can only have one Trinity on at a time. But you know what? It doesn't really behoove the player too much to spend all those turns putting different Trinities on. So I don't know if I will impose an arbitrary limitation to only having one Trinity. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, and it would take a lot of monotonous work to do that. But I mean, we could. What I could do is adjust the duration on the Trinities as well. So when you get to Trinity 2, it lasts, not only does it do more damage, but it lasts more turns. Let me do that real quick. We'll give it 2 more turns. Or you know what? 3 more turns. Or should we just have it 5, 10, 15, 20 turns? Why not make them stronger? Because I'm going to have crazy hard fights in the arena, which will all be optional fights. The storyline bosses are not going to be crazy hard. Almost all of the storyline bosses are going to be relatively easy to beat. The last boss might be a little challenging. If you're speedrunning, then they'll all be challenging. That's the idea, because you're going to be behind on gear. You're going to be behind on levels. I changed the curve so that leveling up doesn't make the enemies as strong as they normally do. I reduced HP on a lot of enemies, but I also upped their attack. And I also lost what I was doing. Tier 3 is going to be 15. Nope, not 115. 15, please. In the average playthrough, I don't expect anyone to actually use a Threnody skill 1,000 times, but I think through watching some Path of Exile devlogs and listening to the lead designers talk about what he does and what they do, it makes a lot of sense. So what you do when you're what I learned from that is you absolutely have to cater to that 5 to 10% of your audience who go all the way with your project and want to min-max and want to speedrun it and want to complete it. Because even though, like I said, it's a small percentage, it gives the players who don't get there a goal to get there, and it also gives the players who do invest the time some sort of reward for investing the time. So even though I don't expect the majority of players to see any Threnody level 3s or any Threnody level, especially not Threnody level 4s, you put them in the game anyway. That way that they're attainable, and that's just one example. He was talking about, I wish I could remember the guy's name, the lead designer and head dude at Grinding Gear Games for Path of Exile. Smart guy, and I liked his, I think I linked it in the Discord. Speaking of that, there's a link in the description to the Discord. Come hang out if you want to. I'm rambling now, and I think that's where I have to end the live stream so that I can help T watch the baby and all that. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Thanks for coming to the live stream. I'm going to be streaming from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys. Love you guys very much. Please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in content like this. I do tutorials every week or every other week, and I live stream Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to support what I do, I have a Patreon, and it's very appreciated if you would back me on Patreon at whatever level you feel comfortable doing. Thank you guys so much for coming. See you guys in the Discord after the live stream, and have a good day. Oh, also, don't forget to back up your projects. I backed them up last night because I was like, it's been like a good number of months since I've done that. And I did. And so I took this project from one hard drive and I copy-pasted it into a folder with the date of yesterday. And then I named it backup of this. And then I took the project that was on that hard drive and backed it up on a different hard drive. So yeah, back up your projects. Bye, guys.